Hello and welcome to another edition of Video Games to the Max, a very special one, as this is our reaction review of the Game Awards 2025, and we'll be talking about our favorite announcements, the awards, even though it's Clair Expedition, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, virtually a sweep,
Yep,
and
like I thought.
much more here right after this.
You are listening to Video Games to the Max.
All right, so really quick here, let's go ahead and get the housekeeping out of the way. If you are joining us here because it's the Game Awards, thank you so much. We do appreciate you, whether you watch live right now or you can watch later on our YouTube channel, W2M Network, where we do our regular show, usually live around on Monday nights around 9 o'clock ish Eastern time, or you can just watch on demand later whenever you'd like, or you can just listen on podcasts wherever you have your favorite podcasts listening service, whether it's Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, all the other places that people listen to podcasts nowadays. You can find us there. You can watch us on Twitch as well sometimes, W2 Network, Kick W2 Network, and so on. So, and you can also check out our other shows. We have an anime show, the Otaku Cafe, and we also have a entertainment brand that pretty much they review all the big movies and also keep up with the TV shows as well and stuff. So check them out, Roger Broadcasting as well. But yes, let's go ahead and get into the Game Awards, what we thought of it here. So a big picture, what do you think of the Game Awards this year as far as like I guess pacing and the announcements, the flow of it?
I thought it was mostly fine. I thought like the first half was like markedly better than the second one.
I agree there.
Like I think it had more good announcements, and it just really flowed better. It was weird to me how many celebrities were at this thing. Like that
kind of shows the growth of it, right? Like they just
yeah, but it's not. I mean, I'd rather have like game developers announcing shit, not the dude who was in the what's his name? Damn it, I can't. The 007 game, the pirate guy, musician.
I can't think right now
Right.
what you're talking about, but
yeah. Or David Harbour. Like I mean, I guess he said he's going to be involved in that Warhammer game.
But he at least he's like a gamer ish,
right?
Like so.
So yeah, that was about it. I mean,
still way better than like when they had The Rock on there doing nothing, essentially.
Right.
It's
or like the whole cast of Street Fighter in the movie. It's like, okay, I guess, but like
I was fine with that. I think that's more of showing of like, hey, I got to have the whole cast here, and it's a video game movie. It's not like he's, just having them out here because he can do so. It kind of makes sense. And they made a joke about the Mortal Kombat movie too, so
yeah, that'll go over well. I personally thought that Street Fighter trailer like looked bad.
Yeah,
or like it looked like a lot of cosplay. Like at least with certain characters, I should say. So we'll see. But what do you think?
I thought this is probably the best paced Game Awards, for sure. Like as far as the flow of it, and just he didn't take too long. It felt more like, okay, we're getting to the announcements, we're getting to the awards. The awards weren't rushed. We're not, pushing people off the stage. Yes, it's a lot of it. It maybe helped that you had a lot of the same people because it was Clair Obscur Expedition 33 people on there for the majority of these awards, right? And the one award they didn't win, he did it in one of those like really let me do it quick things where Battlefield won the audio design one. So you know, and then some of the other ones that they weren't involved in, obviously, but still, I thought the awards were done well. Probably the best that he's done them, like where it feels like you're giving them time, but it's also not like overly. Also, it helps, I think, the people understand at this point. Like, this isn't about like taking forever to talk either, right?
Right.
I think the announcements, I think personally for me, I was wishing perhaps there were some that weren't here. Like I really don't know why Square Enix told anybody to watch this this Game Awards, because there was nothing here for them outside of Clair Obscur winning a lot, which okay, fine.
I mean, thinking back, did Square Enix show anything?
No, they didn't. Like,
okay,
it was really, I know there was there's some kind of like collab between them and Expedition 33, I think, as far as like art.
Okay.
Music,
I'd count that as nothing. I mean,
yeah. No, I mean that might have been why they were mentioning it all for the people to watch it, outside of probably giving them props for, he gave Sakaguchi props at the end when they won the Game of the Year. So, I think it's one of those where, for the most part, they did a great job. But I think they did have a lot of cool announcements. I don't know what you thought about the announcements overall.
Yeah, I wrote down like 4 or 5 things that I'm interested in, or that stood out to me.
Right.
I don't know if you did that too or not, but
yeah, no, for sure. I think the one that like I was like, okay, never expected in the world we're gonna have another type of like Star Wars racing game.
Right.
Like, okay, this came out of like totally nowhere.
I would say
that's awesome. I love that.
To me, it's the other that didn't surprise me necessarily, just because like the original trilogy, or like the the prequel trilogy, I should say, there are people that like that now. And like a racing game is a lot easier to make than like action adventure game or RPG or something like that.
Right.
But the surprising one was that Fate of the Old Republic? I think that's what it's called. The other Star Wars game.
No, yes, the Fate of the Old Republic that's done being done by Casey Hudson.
Yeah.
Who, again, I don't think anybody had any idea that he was doing coming back to do Star Wars game after doing the Knights of the Old Republic. And like, that's pretty awesome in itself that he's apparently kept up with like the Star Wars team like this whole time. And,
well, it's funny because like Jens didn't watch the award show, and I was kind of telling him like bits and pieces, and I was like, oh, new Star Wars, KOTOR game, basically. And he's like, why do you care? Who cares? And my response was, I kind of do, because like Knights of the Old Republic is like the one thing I still kind of care about Star Wars with. Like,
yeah. Like at first, I thought it was maybe the Quantic Dream game.
I actually thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like Jedi's Survivor 3 or whatever whatever they're calling that third game.
Right. Oh, that too could have been that.
The Cameron Moynihan game, But yeah, I'm excited for that. Assuming it's good. I mean, they did say single player RPG, which is good.
Yeah, that too. The Tomb Raider, they announced 2 Tomb Raider games, a remake of the first game, and then a new one, Tomb Raider Catalyst. I thought that looked good for what we showed. All of that's kind of like cutscene.
I think the Catalyst game looked good. I think the other one looked a little goofy. Just because like, well, 2 reasons. One, it's the second remake of that original Tomb Raider game.
Right.
And also, that original Tomb Raider game is goofy. Like, there's not dinosaurs in any other fucking Tomb Raider game,
I mean, I guess with while you still have Jurassic Park doing things, why not?
Jurassic Park
Kinda
has a
feed off of
reason.
that.
They brought dinosaurs back. Like Tomb Raider's just like, oh, in this valley, dinosaurs have like just still kept going on. It's like,
Yeah, but
okay,
I mean, like, I guess what I mean in it is just the fact that they're still kind of making it those are still existing, so I guess why not kind of try to bite off the
right.
hype of that a little bit. Um
Also,
yeah.
they haven't named her, so I don't know who's doing it. But like the new voice actress for Laura sounds a lot like Haley Atwell, the one, the actress who did it for the anime series. So
Hey, that would be spot on if that's who they got to do it. So I mean, that's great in
yeah,
itself.
I always thought like I mean she's too old for it now, but she would like that actress who actually would have been a really great Laura Croft like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Control
think those
2
games are
getting announced too. That was, well, it's not technically Control, it's a Control Resonant.
right.
They didn't give it the number 2. But still it continues the Control story, which is uh awesome in and of itself that is continuing. What do you think
I
of
think
what
the
they
game was
showed?
interesting for
Yeah.
two reasons. One, it's interesting that Jesse is kind of positioned as a bad guy. Uh, that's probably not going to be the actual case, but I I imagine it'll be like, oh, she did this for some reason that you'll discover in the end, or it'll be like Jesse got copied by the hiss or whatever, and that's the actual bad guy.
Right.
Uh, but the second thing is that game is a lot more combat oriented than most of their other games. Like it looked like uh, a Platinum Games game, for example, or because they had like
Yeah,
air combat and shit like
they
that. I'm like,
really
what the?
did focus on that a lot. I was like, I missed some of that trailer because I was doing, like, for the first hour I was on the Outer Havens like live stream. They were
Right,
doing a live stream of this, and then I had to go right back to work, and then immediately when I'm switching back and forth, starting to go back to work again off my break, that's when they showed the trailer, and I was like, really? Though the one game that you showed during the time that I was on that thing that I would have gone crazy about, it's when I'm not paying attention. So,
right.
um, but yeah, I'm just happy that game is out there, exists, and it's coming next year.
Yeah,
So
like they gave
yeah,
a pretty firm release date. No, wait, I don't think they did it for that one, but a good chunk of their
no,
games had like firm release dates. Like, hey, this game's coming out in April or whatever. So that's cool.
right. They also, speaking of action, they showed it was leaked, but we got the confirmation that Leon is going to be in Resident Evil Requiem. He will
Right,
be the action star or
right.
representing essentially the action side of Resident Evil, while Miss Ashcroft is going to be doing the survival horror aspect of it. I don't know. I wonder how you have a kind of an idea. You think how they're going to switch that off, or are
It'll
you
just
going to
tie
play
to
like half the
chapters.
game and half the game, or?
No, it'll be like chapters. It'll be like, or I imagine like the first hour or two will be like the Miss Ashcroft stuff, like kind of setting the groundwork, and then after that, you'll play like a chunk as Leon, and then it'll just kind of alternate between the two.
Yeah, I was kind of excited. With looks like who's going to be the bad guy in this game.
Too
With
bad it's not Brad Vickers.
right, that's good. Looks like it's
I
going to
just
be
hope
fun.
that like I imagine there'll be some chapters where like you play as Leon, but Ashcroft is there with you as like your partner. I hope she's not completely useless, or like she doesn't get captured, or like like she can't like she's
Yeah,
basically
don't
unkillable.
be a Resident Evil 4
Right.
essentially. You know,
Because
um,
that's not fun.
I would think not. Like, they did say that she is going to be she's not used to survival games. She doesn't. This would be her first like
Right.
expedition of this type. So you're kind of playing the game alongside her experiencing that, right? And I hope that's we can definitely channel that through her and all that. But I agree with you. If there's ever times where they're sort of like linking up together in the chapters, that it's not like, oh, girl in peril,
right?
And hey, we have to do that, right? Yeah, I mean, I understand a little bit of like, okay, well, maybe Leon has to kind of take over a bit or whatever, but don't just like, oh, hey, she, like you said, get captured, and then we got to spend half the level trying to make sure that she doesn't die and all
or
that
telling
stuff,
her like hide out in the dumpster or something, or until
please don't. I would think that they would know better, because I'm sure that they heard that was not anybody's favorite part of 4.
Right.
So I would think that they get that. We did get even though it was kind of leaked by I don't really know his actual name, and I'm sorry. The guy that posts on Twitter all the time for Baldur's Gate, the Divinity team. He basically had already said, hey, it's not going to be Original Sin 3, so you guys can stop saying that. But he never said it wasn't going to be a Divinity game. And then, lo and behold, it is a Divinity game. And they announced this pretty early. I thought they would make you wait longer. But they didn't. At first, I almost thought maybe we're doing like Fable because of the way that they did all the people there and everything like randomly. I did appreciate how he played with that screen a lot as well. Like he did it with the Diablo announcement, and some other ones as well. Like the screenplay, it almost felt like you're kind of like back in the E3 days where they would do that, where they'd pan out to show like the crowd reaction or whatever, and then go back in. So like that was cool. Any thoughts on a new Divinity, I guess, or a reboot of Divinity, I guess, perhaps what it is?
Not really. I like parts of that trailer look like very Diablo, especially when they lit the guy on fire. I didn't think it was Sable because they had like other races in that game, like elves and at least like one orc looking dude, and I don't think Sable has that at all. So we'll see. Hope it's good.
Yeah, hope it's good as well.
That'll be another 500-hour RPG for Jens to play.
Mega Man also got the big return announcement, very similar to the one that Okami got last year, right before you get to the Game of the Year thing.
Right.
Hey, it's the big Mega Man fan here.
I like Mega Man 20 years ago. Like you keep joking about this, and I'm like, most of his games are like now bad. The funny thing is, I mentioned who was conducting that little Mega Man like song to Jens, and he was like outraged because he hates that guy. We're still arguing about it, and I'm like, who cares? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. It looked like a recent Mega Man game. Like it probably won't be for me because they'll probably like they will adhere to like the old traditions too much.
Yeah, I'm surprised also that they made such a big hype about the 2.5D
right
sort of look.
When it didn't look 2.5D. Like I guess Mega Man is like looked 3D-ish, but like that game is still on a 2D plane. So it's like, yeah, okay,
Randy, there was a lot of these announcements that were kind of like killed by the 2027. It felt like it's like, why are we announcing 2027 games here? I don't.
Because it's late enough in 2025 to start generating hype for it.
I guess, but I mean, also I forgot to mention that Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic game was like he said it's early development, so you might as well just get ready for that's not even probably touching.
That'll be like 2028.
This generation, we will be fully into the PS6 and Xbox whatever gen by the time that comes out.
The one funny award, this will relate to it, is most anticipated game of 2026 when it was GTA 6.
Yeah.
And my comment was that'll win next year as well.
Yeah. That'll probably be like he will probably make the cutoff like the day after that game releases if it actually comes out in November. But I imagine if you announce the delay that far ahead already, I
Right.
think they kind of have it pretty much set that they are not going to delay it again.
Right.
But I mean, that's just me kind of.
You would hope, but
Yeah. I had new Lego Batman trailer. That was pretty cool. Having Lego Batman on stage as well there. I mean, I feel like Geoff kind of loves playing around with not real people as much as he loves having celebrities on. You know, between his like single-handed revival of the Muppets and
right.
then you know having
I mean, it just
Diablo
shows
and
that
all
like
that
he
stuff on
can't
there.
interact with people though. Like,
I will say you know, the whole thing with his the whole joke he had with Miss Piggy towards the beginning, that was funny. And then the song that they did towards the end where they're actually mentioning video games and stuff, I thought was pretty well done, you know.
I'd rather
So
have it just like Fozzie the Bear hosting this thing next year. Like, say
hey, you
fuck it,
know,
yeah.
maybe it wouldn't be that bad to be honest.
Right.
But
And yeah,
no,
seeing Ralph was cool.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that's true. I actually didn't mind the Evanescence, just maybe because I like Evanescence, but way better than
My comment
when
was
they
like
had some other ones that they've had in the
they
past.
announced like they were playing at the start of the show basically. Like we got a performance by Evanescence, and I was like, they're still around?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I was
I
like,
knew
that's
about
news
it
to me.
previously, but I was still kind of like, I had that same reaction of like, okay, they're still. I'm glad to hear that they're still doing
Right.
music. You know, hey, got a new Star Wars trailer, and we got the release date, which is that's pretty cool. I like
Yeah.
the trailer. Any? Do you feel
I
like
watched
it's different enough from Returnal now after seeing that? Or
well that's where like I was watching Jeff's stream, that's where he kinda cut out for like 5 minutes. But
okay,
I rewatched it. Looked fine. I mean, it's a lot brighter than Eternal, so that's cool. At least we'll see what the
yeah,
hell I'm doing.
I agree on that. Another release date we got there was Phantom Blade Zero, September 9th, 2026. I did not expect it to be that late in the year, but the trailer looked cool. The combats always look cool in that game, but
Right.
yeah. You think this is going to be another one of the big hits for the Chinese devs, or
Uh we'll see. I guess like it looked to me it just looked like very generic in spots. Like, yep, another one of these, you know.
yeah, this one definitely has the hype around it.
Yeah.
But they've had others like that also had the hype around it, like Wulong and a few others that's like didn't turn out to be as great.
Right.
So, you know, we'll see. But I feel like this one is gonna end up delivering on that for the most part. Uh what else? They had the one that David Harbour came out to announce, the Total War Warhammer 40K from Creative Assembly.
Yep.
It's a pretty good get for Total War. Not that it makes me care any more or less, but
Right.
you know, for the people that it does, I'm sure that was a big deal for them.
Surprised I didn't
Uh,
get I forget the guy's name, old Superman to be out there as well.
oh, okay. Dude, I can't think of. Yeah,
Henry, I think, or
yeah, Henry Cavill.
yeah, okay,
What
yeah.
are you talking about? Yeah, that is surprising because he's working on the movie.
Well, TV show, but yeah.
Yes, I was gonna mention that in a little bit too. The pre-show, I was kind of like not really paying that because I had to like completely be focused on work.
Right.
Because I was getting ready to be on that Outer Haven stream, so I couldn't just sit there and not be looking at that. But that I think that might be the last game they showed. The Badger game where you have like essentially game dev tools to be able to kind of create the world around you, and it's also a platformer. That looked cool. I don't know about a review of the show, but it is one I think what it was probably going to be in my top 5. I really liked what I saw from that.
It's funny because I really liked the I forget the name of it, but the new game from the Audio Surf guy.
Yeah, that too. That was also on the pre-show.
Right.
It has the same kind of like aesthetic.
Yeah,
as
like
well.
blue and red and purple. So
I wonder if you're going to be able to like eventually, or maybe from the get go, use your own tracks.
no, I think it is directly that. Like you plug in a song and then it generates a level. Like
Oh, okay, that's awesome. Yeah,
that's what that guy does. I mean, it'll have a soundtrack as well, probably for like tutorial levels. But yeah, it'll always just be like, hey, plug in whatever you want, and then it'll make a level based on it. So
yeah. Capcom also had I guess the biggest sort of the only out today moment is the demo for Pragmata that you can play right now.
yeah,
Along with the extra content for Clair Obscur Expedition 33 that's also out. Which they kind of just like announced at the end with their game of the year thing. Is like, oh hey, we did tell you that we were gonna do that, so it's out there. And then they already had the trailer out there. It's like 1:30 seconds.
I was really surprised because I saw something. This was like yesterday or the day before with Todd Howard saying like how he thinks that like shadow dropping is a good thing.
Yeah.
And so honestly, I was expecting like, here's Fallout 3 remastered. It's on Steam, or it'll be on Steam to like midnight. Go at it.
I saw some conversation about I think like kind of funny was talking about could they show it. I feel like that's like a Xbox showcase.
That'd be
Drop.
bad because,
Yeah.
and I say that because that goddamn movie or the TV show is happening next week.
Yeah, but I
Like,
don't think it's ready yet. They had just done I know they've been
no, I mean I don't think
yeah.
it's ready either at this point. But if it had been,
Well, yeah, of course. I agree with you. But I do think also the fact that they added like Walton Goggins to Fallout 76,
right,
that's where their focus is with that right now.
right,
Is until they do have that remaster, which maybe they build it around when season
3,
season 3 or something.
right.
Um,
Hey,
I know they said they were going to try to start shooting season 3 like earlier. But so maybe they can have season 3 done, faster, and you're not waiting 2 years every time.
Hey,
But yeah,
no, that show came out. I mean, season 1 came out last year. That's
was it
pretty
last
good for.
year?
Let me check. Yeah, 2024,
Okay, it must have been like
and like April, so about
okay,
a year
that's
and a
what it
half.
was. Yeah,
Which is, I mean, it's still long for a show, but considering like Severance season
it's
2
probably
took like
faster than what most shows, like what
right,
HBO takes like 2-3 years to do a
or yeah, look at like
one.
Stranger Things or something like.
Well, Stranger Things is just that's an anomaly by itself. But like even like House of the Dragon or
Right.
whatever, that they take like 2 or 3 years to do that every
Yep.
time. So, that's cool that they kind of have an idea. They're trying to get that done at a better pace, and hopefully by then the Fallout 3 remastered. But I do feel like even though that had nothing to do with it, like we saw that the Bethesda one for was it Scott or not Skyrim Oblivion had no like rhyme or reason. They just dropped it that day.
Right.
It wasn't built around a showcase or anything. So, I get what Todd Howard says. You can do that for something like Fallout 3, but you can't do that for like a lot of games.
Right.
Hopefully people don't use that tactic. You cannot just do Hollow Knight for like every game. It doesn't really work like that. I do think it works for something like Clair Obscur, is like having extra content because it's free. You already have the game, or it's still on Game Pass, so technically you could just play it if you're playing it off the Game Pass version. So it's already won a bunch of awards, so you're not going to get any more height and heights for that game than right now.
Right.
So not do that, right? But yeah. Let's think. We actually got the Toshihiro Nagoshi game, Gang of Dragon, which obviously
Right.
being one of the creators of Yakuza, it's gonna be very similar to
I mean, yeah, it looks like bootleg Yakuza, or like.
well, but okay, he's taking concepts there, but I feel like he's gonna differentiate it enough.
I mean, he has a different guy in the main role. He has a guy from
Yeah,
Train to Busan, so that was kind of fun, and it looks a little more like violent, or a little less, slightly less cartoonish than like Yakuza, but
and it looks like they're using. It seems to be they're definitely focusing a lot on weapons as well, not just like fist
I,
fighting.
the other two things
Yeah.
about the trailer, it looked a lot better than like most Yakuza games, like especially like that bar area. I mean, it was a cutscene, but still. And I'll be curious if this one actually has like vehicles
Maybe
and
that's
not
another
just
way they can make it different, right?
yeah, not just skateboard or a scooter, but actually like a car.
Yeah. I mean, also I would imagine that. I mean, it looks better because they're not having to reuse the same assets from an engine,
Right?
right?
Yeah,
They
they had
can.
to generate new, if not 4K, at least 1080p assets, and they're not using the same map from 20 years ago, basically. So
I also would imagine I don't think they're gonna try to keep up that cadence either. Like
no,
I would
I,
think he's just gonna do one every 2 or 3 years or so or whatever. Not.
or yeah, or if there's
Yeah.
big demand, or he might want to go in some other direction as well. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean that was his main reason for leaving, is he wanted creative freedom. So hopefully he does get to use that, um, going forward.
Right.
We got the announcement of that Bad Robot game that we just got done talking about on the
Yep.
most recent show. I don't know,
That was bad. Uh,
but I mean we don't
it,
know how far into development this is.
I mean, I was watching Jeff's like reaction to it, and he
Yeah.
said like, this game reminds me of the vampire game that the Xbox One. I forget the name of it.
Oh, Redfall.
Right? Yeah, he's like, this looks like Redfall, and I was like, that's not something to aspire to. Like,
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Redfall had its decent points, but yes, there was a lot more negative about that game than
and the other one,
positive.
he didn't make this connection, but oh, what was the name of that game? Uh, that the last game they showed, that High Guard
Yeah,
thing.
Highguard. The one from the made from Apex Legends and Titanfall devs.
Right.
Yeah.
That looks weird because it's like fantasy mixed with modern, or military shooter, and
Yeah.
uh, it wasn't quite as bad, but I just really got like Concord vibes from that thing. And even the people and like watching the chat was just like, who wants another like another hero shooter, or
Yeah, it definitely isn't. It's not for me, right? It's
right.
not for you either. Um I can understand, like, I don't know if this is an EA decision. I don't know if this was I mean, they've been doing it in secret apparently this entire time and nobody knew about it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure there's some people that knew about it, but they weren't talking about it, right? And it is kind of like, I agree with you. It's just, at first I thought it was single player, then I started seeing other people like close to him on screen, and I was like, oh, this is a multiplayer game.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, my kind of excitement for it is gone because it does kind of look cool, right? It's just, yeah, I agree with you. I'm kind of like, all right, don't know if anybody was asking for this. I kind of understand them. I think they are seeing some like waning signs of players with Apex Legends, and so they kind
Right.
of wanted to
Yeah.
have a second game to kind of put out there, right? So that you can maybe recuperate some of those players and be like, hey, here's a new game, and it's different, and um, so I just don't. My biggest thing was like, this is your last game you're gonna show.
Yeah.
Like, all right,
Like this
okay,
should have
this
been
is
like
not what I
the Final
thought.
Fantasy. This should have been the Final Fantasy VII Part 3 spot, because I think they said they're
Right. I mean, obviously it
gonna.
wasn't here, but
Well, yeah, but
you
they said they're gonna like announce the name by the end of 2025, and it's like, yo, you got like
did
20
they?
days left.
I thought they
Yeah,
just said that they were close to, like, they'd made a decision on 2 names, and that was kind of it. Like, it wasn't that they were going to announce it.
I saw the thing I saw was 2025. Like they were gonna like say it or something, but who knows? I could be wrong, but like still, the fact that they ended the show basically on this hero shooter thing is like, ugh.
Yeah, I agree. It's not one that makes me excited.
Right.
I'm sure there are people that were excited
They're,
about it.
they're called EA shareholders, and that's it.
I thought that the Warlock game, the RPG from the Magic team looked
No,
cool. No?
no. That. Well, let me ask you this: What do you think? What do you think was the worst?
Sorry.
You okay?
No, it has
What do you
sneeze.
think was the worst game they showed, or the worst trailer? Because I have 2.
Um, the Stupid Never Dies in the
I thought like that.
show.
I actually thought that was good. I mean, we'll see. It was like Lollipop Chainsaw 2, basically, but like the whole musical thing was kind of fun. But I asked
Right.
because the second worst trailer to me was that Lords of Fallen 2 trailer with the really
Well,
bad
I mean,
cover
not like
of.
Lords of Fallen.
Well,
Yeah,
they did a cover from that. Oh, what is it?
yeah,
The song the 80s song, the Pet Shop Boys. It's a Sin song.
right.
They had that song in Galactic last year, like the actual song.
Yeah.
And for Lords of Fallen 2, they had like a cover of it by like some
I mean,
sound
we're
alike,
talking about Sony, and we're talking about an indie dev, so
right. But
that kind of
here's
doesn't
the thing:
surprise me.
don't use that song. Like there are plenty of other songs that weren't in the show last year either, But I bring it up
No,
because I thought
I agree with you on that. Yeah.
I think Lords of the Fallen 2 was the second worst trailer, and the worst trailer was that Warlock trailer.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a new studio, so
The song itself
yeah.
is terrible. I don't know why Wizard of the Coast, they always try to marry like Dungeons and Dragons and magic shit to like heavy metal. Because remember that game they made like 4 or 5 years ago that came out and no one cared about it and it died?
Mhm.
Uh, that like they did the same thing. They married it to some like really weird like metal song, and I was like, why'd you do this? Like,
Yeah.
don't you understand that there's like a tonal like inconsistency here? Like, I don't. It
Yeah.
doesn't even sound like Lord of the Rings necessarily, but if you're going, it's a D&D thing, or if you're going for high fantasy,
Yeah.
dude screaming about like he sounds like he should be at a Slipknot concert. It shouldn't be like the soundtrack.
Right.
So that
Uh
was my 2 cents. And also Trisha Helfer looked like kind of awkward there. I
yes.
she was better than Mila Jovovich, that's for sure. But she still looked like she didn't want to be there.
Yeah, at least Jovovich has like been around that
Yeah, but then
crowd
she made that
before,
really
but yeah.
bad. She tried to be like jokey and funny, and it's like
Yeah.
you are not this. Just read the goddamn page and let's get on with this.
Yeah, she got happy with the. I felt like I was like, I don't really know if that's legit or not about the be excited about our creators, but all right,
Right.
whatever. Good that our
Don't worry,
creators got to win the best multiplayer, all that.
I'm sure that's what her husband is going to be tackling next movie wise.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Um, there's that the Ascent developer with No Law. Looked pretty decent, definitely cyberpunk influenced.
Right.
First person RPG. Looked kind
Yep.
of cool, I thought. We'll see if we see more about it. Jonathan Blow had his new puzzle game. And he thought, I
Yep.
mean, I'm not a big puzzle game guy, but
I thought the voice acting was kind of annoying. And I was trying to like parse out the rules, and it just kind of came across as very weird to me, or like
right.
very like, why are these people teleporting around? Or like I get like, oh, having to reflect lights around this like level, or having to roll a ball around and shit like that. But like I didn't quite get the rules at all. So it kind of came across as kind of messy, but who knows?
Yeah. Is it is it supposed to be multiplayer? Or is it just that they just
That's another
are
thing. I don't know. Like it kind of
sorry.
seemed like multiplayer, but that'll be hard to pull off.
Like that's what it felt like to me, is that that's supposed to be different players
Right.
doing that, or is it just you just control different characters depending on like what world you're
I
on, or
I think it'll be both. It'll have both options.
maybe so.
Kind of like
Um
that Zelda Force Link's Adventure thing.
yeah, right. The Bruce Staley got to debut his game, which was grandma platforming, Coven of the Chicken Foot, from his studio is Wildflower Interactive. And yeah, you get to play between like, what is it, like a robot and an
Grandma.
elderly lady platforming,
Right.
and it's like a sort of like animated, cel shaded-ish look, which I
Right.
thought looked decent. Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a few other things, like you said, the audio. Was it Audio Mech is the name of the
Yeah.
game that you were talking about? So with the new from the Audio Surf dev. So
Right.
yeah. Anything else stand out to you, or
The
so?
Warframe commercial or trailer was
I
weird.
I think it's like a gag now. Like, what is this,
Mm.
like 3 years in a row they've had them the two women come out and like announce some big thing for Warframe, and they already had a Soulframe ad earlier in the show, and
Right.
then now it's like, oh, a legend is going to come out and tell you about Warframe. I guess this works because they do it every year, but it's just like, okay,
Yeah.
whatever. We got to kill time here.
I thought the new Ace Combat looked pretty good.
Yeah, the Ace Combat 8.
Yeah.
We knew it was being made. I didn't know if they were going to show it here or not. I thought that was cool. They did.
I thought it was cool they did, and it actually had like FMV in it, or like characters. It's not just
yeah,
like Ace Combat 7 this is all like a text screen basically. So
yeah, they definitely put some production into having Ace Combat 8, which is a lot better, like you said, than. Did you like the trailer for Street Fighter?
not really, I would say. I guess we'll see. But I think Cody Rhodes looks very, very weird.
Cody, yeah.
And we'll see. I think the problem with Street Fighter, at least what they showed, is like that's a lot of characters to juggle and to introduce. Like, I think what Mortal Kombat
Best
did,
picture
like,
next year is best adaptation for Game Awards will be Street Fighter.
I think it'll be Mortal Kombat still, or but I think they do it better when they introduce. There's basically like 4 or 5 characters in each side of Mortal Kombat, and they whittle it down a little. Like,
Right.
and they only focus on like 3 or 4. Like, you don't get like a ton of time with like Shang Tsung or something. But this looked very, let's just say, stuffed.
I felt more like they just showed you the whole cast because they could.
All right.
I can't imagine in the actual movie they're gonna we're not gonna get equal screen time with everybody.
No, man, we
Right?
are. It's just gonna be a 6-hour long movie.
So, I mean,
Here's the 20-minute long Zangief versus Dalsim fight.
yeah, you'll get the
Everyone's
equivalent
favorite.
of the Super Mario Galaxy 30-second spot,
Right.
with some of the characters. So, or they'll come in and do their thing. They'll be around for a little bit, and then whatever.
And also the problem with Street Fighter, at least like with the cast or what they've shown, is like they already have introduced damn near anyone you care about. Like, where do you go for Street Fighter 2? Because they already have Akuma in this one. Like, he's the next logical step. But if you're using him in this one and you cast Roman Reigns, so you know he's going to be a fighter, or a fight will break out eventually.
Right.
Like, you're not just going to cast him in some like cameo. Like,
yeah. Randy brings up that they could just make it all action and not have a story at all.
no.
I mean, they could technically, right? They don't have to have this deep story about Ryu.
I mean, it doesn't need to be like
90
minutes of setup and then only 10 minutes of fighting, but you need a story or at least something to hang the fights on a little. Otherwise, you just get tech in the movie.
Right. I'm sure that they'll kind of give you I guess they could just do like a tournament thing, right? Like a tournament arc and just whatever. I don't know what they're gonna get all Mortal Kombat about it.
Right. Having the deep lore.
Yeah, all that stuff. I mean, really what they need to focus on is make sure they make a good movie so that they can make a franchise out of it and not just like, oh well, okay, we have one movie and then
right.
There's no guarantee you're gonna get cult status like you do with that Street Fighter movie that's not great, but people love it because of the actors that are in it.
Right.
Whatever.
Even that's like overly stuffed, but this thing has more characters in it. So
right.
Good luck.
We'll see.
What do you think about? Was there any surprises for you about the actual awards?
I mean, Expedition won so many of them that I don't really even remember how many. No, I thought the ones that I thought would won the 2 indies, Hades 2 and
Expedition
and Hollow Knight both won theirs.
Oh.
So it's not like I would have been more upset if you had them not win. I mean,
Hollow Knight won for best action adventure, not indie.
Right, Hollow Knight won for best action adventure, and then Hades won for best action.
No, sorry, you're right. Yeah, I thought you were talking about indie. Sorry. The one that surprised me a little was the best adaptation, because I didn't think people liked. Yeah, I didn't think people liked that at all. So.
Oh well, it's South of Monday winning Games for Impact surprised me a bit too. I thought Despelote would win or Consume Me, and I thought that was really awesome for Compulsion because that's kind of the whole reason that they're there. Even though obviously bad history with Hi-Fi Rush and all that, because that's technically the reason that they were there.
Right.
But the whole reason that you have Compulsion is because you're supposed to say, oh, we make these artsy games so they can win awards like Hellblade 2 did. Well, now Compulsion has also won an award with South of Midnight, so that's cool for them.
But I guess I was surprised that like Minecraft didn't win for best adaptation.
Yeah, I was surprised too. I understand like Last of Us 2 is probably like the most like technical, I guess, right?
Right.
Like the most but I agree with you. Like I don't remember people going, "Oh, I love Last of Us season 2." Like I
Yeah.
remember more complaining. Maybe it's just us because we're in the bubble, but of people complaining about Last of Us 2. And maybe the more general public didn't care.
Yeah, maybe.
But
they wouldn't have been voting on
yeah.
this thing anyway then.
Probably. Also, Mario Kart World winning best racing game when it clearly was not that great.
I don't think it's the best Mario Kart game, but also like in that listing, like a ton else in there.
I feel like more people liked Sonic than Mario Kart, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Also, I thought I like the game, so don't get me wrong, but I think the Donkey Kong Bonanza winning best family game was a little weird.
I mean, it was the best game out of the bunch.
Overall game, sure, but I would probably I'd something like Split Fiction or something that has like a more co-op.
I agree, but you know what? Best family game is just like the best animated game, essentially.
Right.
It
was no surprise that Final Fantasy Tactics won best strategy game.
I was surprised because I thought maybe they wouldn't give it to Tactics because it technically is an old game. So I'm glad to see that it won. I was happy about that. And also,
I wasn't. Yeah.
I understand that these games give money and credits to people for voting. Randy said Lego Party got hosed. That's another game that has a more co-op component if you're going to say family game. So I agree on that front. But the people again that want to complain about how our vote is only 10%, that shouldn't be right, whatever, we know more than the critics do. How about actually show up and stop having Wuthering Waves and Genshin Impact be in the top 5 for best game of the year or whatever if you're actually caring about voting. Now obviously Geoff doesn't really care, and I'm sure that he could do a better job of managing that if he actually cared to make it to where people only vote once and do all that kind of stuff, right? It's a throwaway thing at the end of the day, really.
Right.
But I'm just saying, if you're gonna make such a big deal about it, then
I think they really should maybe add one or two categories and also get rid of a few categories, like best fighting game.
No, you got to have a best fighting game. It's not the best fighting game's fault that you only had like 4 fighting games come out this year. I mean,
no, it's best fighting game's fault that there were only 2 new games in that list.
I still think that they should go the route of getting more specialized with these things. Of like, go give the RPG. Maybe you separate the RPG category a bit, and you give the RPG category to people that are. This is the RPG specialists, and this is the the sports and racing game people, and this is the fighting game community, and let them vote, right?
Instead of Geoff talked about it on his podcast 2 weeks ago because he votes for this thing because he's a critic,
right?
And like someone asked him like, "Hey, do you vote for the categories that you don't know about?" And he's like, "No," because what the fuck am I gonna what do I care about?
Right, but he's by himself. There's people that have people on staff that's what they play, right? So you're going to go to them and say, okay, what would you vote for?
Right? Yeah, but like in that scenario, like they would take that recommendation. They just use that recommendation. They're not going to go like, right. Oh, this person is the best RPG character, one. So they voted for Hades 2 instead of Expedition 33, but Expedition 33 is a more popular game, so we're going to vote for that. They're just going to use Hades 2.
Oh, I agree with you, but I just feel like there's not enough of those people that do that, or we
Well,
would
also, like,
have. Yeah,
it's not like most websites these days don't even have like dedicated staffs for specific genres. Mhm.
right. But that's what I'm saying. I feel like a lot of people are just. You're still getting a lot of. Oh, this is the first game that came to my head, and it's
Right.
not. Oh, I actually went and looked at like or asked people that play those games more or whatever. And I feel like especially with the RPG category, you would get a little bit more variance when it comes to that. But hey, props to the people that got like Obsidian getting both of their games in there. I
Right.
guess that's cool. Um yeah. I any kind of like final thoughts or
It was an okay show. I still think like some like the comedy stuff should get cut. Uh, and that's about it.
I
And
mean
maybe
I don't
some of
know.
the
I don't know about cutting everything, but maybe you can cut a little bit. But it's just like, I feel like he's doing a good job of making it ends at 11, right?
right.
Like before, it used to just bloat on, and it's like, oh my god, I'm about to like pass out here. Um, I think one year we actually almost didn't do the review because it ended at like 12.
Right.
Um, like at least he's saying, okay, this has a start time and an end time, and I'm not just letting it run forever, right?
Yeah.
Um, I do wish sometimes we didn't. I wish he had a little bit more like choreographed to tell you when it's going to be an ad, so you're not sitting there just watching to see if something's going to get announced.
Oh, that's easy.
Um,
Anytime it's an anime game, you know it's an ad. Mhm.
that's true for the most part. Um, but still, I would say that kind of do that. I still thought. I mean, it's not perfect, but I still thought this was a really well pace show for the most part. I'm okay with some of the comedy stuff because it happens in an award show. I still feel like he's kind of built on that old mentality of like, oh, let's have the celebrities here and have them make jokes and have I don't know what his fascination is with the Muppets so much that he
That's
does this
something
like every time.
that's something that Dr. Freud would be interested in probably.
But
I don't know.
yeah,
I think they should cut out. I don't think she's bad. I think they should cut out the girl who did the pre-show, Sydney, whatever her last name is. And
why?
I think they should do a like more of a co-host situation with like I think her name is Andrea Renee.
Yeah.
Like or have like a female co-host that has like more interaction with Jeff or more banter. And
Yeah,
if you do
what's
want to do
weird is like he does it for like Summer Game Fest now where he kind of has the female co-host be
right,
around more, right? And it's like I think Game Awards, I guess he kind of takes it as like, okay, well, this is mine, you know.
yeah.
And
But it feels like
yeah.
he's like siloed off, except for like the one or two times he was like had someone like next to him like Doug Bowser or someone like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
But it felt like they were like very siloed off. And I think she was only in the actual game, the proper Game Award show once, maybe twice.
Yeah, she was only once, yeah.
So
I'm
yeah,
surprised that he didn't have Kojima come up for some just random
he was there,
he
or
was there, but
the other guy, the Joseph Fares guy.
yeah,
Like,
Joseph
I'm not
Fares,
worth
yeah.
anything, but
I mean,
hey, split
technically, he
screen is
did have
something,
the award. He did have a game up for
right?
an award. He technically could have had a reason to
Right.
bring Joseph Fares in there, but
He
he
could have just
did.
crashed like Kanye did.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, I would give it like a 8 out of 10. So
I might say like
um,
7.5, but it's not like
yeah,
or 7, but it's not terrible.
I did.
There are ways to
I
improve it,
think he
but
got some really cool surprises. Like I said, for me personally, there wasn't really a lot. I felt maybe there was a bit more for you, but I think overall, at least there wasn't like this. Like it felt like there was a lot of times where it's like, oh, and he said it. He did an interview with Chris String where he said, okay, sometimes I can't control. You know, I got to give you what's out there, right? Like if a lot of the games that are being made are horror games, I'm sorry that there's like 7 horror games in my show. But I thought he did a lot better job of like kind of like, you know, spreading it out more.
Yeah, and there wasn't like the 20 minutes of farming games. This, you know.
Yeah, there wasn't like 6 Souls games, you know,
Right.
all almost back to back or whatever. So, yeah, I think he did a better job with that as well, of like sprinkling in some big announcements, but then having the smaller ones too. So,
Right.
But all right, thank you everybody for watching. 9 o'clock Eastern. Sometimes we do a little bit earlier. Live on YouTube and Twitch, Kick, all that, W2M Network. And you can always catch on demand later, whether you like podcasts or just watch on YouTube. Until then, everybody, till Monday, we'll see you later.
Later.